Warning, this shit is about to get very uncomfortable.
I think from a very, very young age, I was very insecure. I didn't get regular haircuts. And I had this really bad widow's peak that grew in that grew in like Eddie Munster from the Addams Family.
Damn. Now, before we get too far, I have a question for you. Do black men face insecurity? Not a trick question as this conversation continues, but I want you to think long and hard before you answer.
So what's up, guys? We're coming to you live from Bro Talk, a skincare bro house experience. By the way, we're coming to you live from Spain this time. Super huge thank you to our partners, Fenty Skin, Good Skin, Vacation Inc., and I Am Bravo.
Today, we're talking about confidence and insecurities in black men, bro to bro.
Now, the goal here is to start having conversations that we, if you can read between the lines, we don't typically have.
Question number 1.
Hairlines, beards, and gym bodies. What's your take on them? Have you always looked your best, or is this something that you've been working towards getting to?
I think I've had a building process from a very, very young age. I was very insecure. I didn't get regular haircuts. And I had this really bad widow's peak that grew in that grew in like Eddie Munster from the Addams Family.
Damn.
and that like really messed with me because, you know, when you're younger, kids are cruel and
Vicious, yeah.
But I mean, eventually, like, had a growth spurt. All of the things started to happen, set in after around junior year in high school. Then I kind of grew into my swag, and I kind of created a routine for myself.
Question number 2. What's one way you boost your confidence when you're feeling down?
Throughout becoming a man, I think there are versions of you that you have to create. Sometimes they're personas that you have to, you know, welcome into the world to mask insecurities or to just become a stronger individual, however that like suits you. I think it took a lot of time for me to be able to sit in my own skin.
To love yourself.
Yeah. Nah, for real.
Definitely can relate to not sitting in your own skin. Do you have body dysmorphia sometimes?
Hold it. What did my bro just say?
Body dysmorphia.
I know it's not something we usually talk about, but today we will. Body dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia doesn't skip us. For black men, it often hides behind silence. And no, it's not just looking in the mirror like, dang, I need to hit the gym. It's deeper. Muscle dysmorphia makes you feel like you're never big enough, even when you look like The Rock, but still think you're built like Norbit. Research shows body dysmorphia hits every race. But here's the catch. Stigma in our community makes brothers less likely to speak up or get help. So instead, we joke it off like nutty professors squeezing into that tiny chair when really it's pain under the laughs. Bottom line, your worth isn't defined by your mirror, your six-pack, or how wide your shoulders are. Talk about it. Open up. Because healing starts when the silence ends. Now back to what we were saying.
Body dysmorphia. Even when I lost weight, I thought that getting full would feel different. You still feel full. You still feel.
Yeah, no, it's
the exact same thing. You're just a different size.
I think that's so dope for you to say and for me to also have the same sorts of confusions or ideas that play on us, you know, saying that somebody like myself who is whatever body type, I think I'm an in-shape guy, but I also had the same thoughts you've had.
Growing up, I wouldn't say I struggled with my weight. I didn't care at one point, and then when I started caring, I was like, you know what? I realized I was looking at other people and how they looked, and then that was a comparison I made. Yeah. When the people I was comparing myself to are kind of like y'all. Y'all aren't my body type. I would never look like y'all, and that was maybe the only thing that I struggled with, comparison to others.
Question number 3. Have you ever criticized your own physique or compared yourself to someone else?
But not living in your own skin, there's nothing you can do until you like yourself. Nothing you can do.
Not literally.
It's when you get to the point where you become self-critical. I was never critical of my physique or my body until I started modeling.
Yeah.
I think at that point I was already about like 22 or something, 22, 23, maybe even 24, don't really know. Yeah. I was in like my mid-20s and I was never really aware or like conscious of my physique. It's just something I never thought about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it becomes a thing of comparison because like, you know, when you're modeling, you're competing with everyone. And I remember like my very first casting call, it was like for a jockey, like the underwear thing. And I knew nothing about etiquette, like how castings go and everything like that. And I went to the casting, and I didn't grow up like athletic. Like I didn't play a lot of sports and things like that. I was more so like science based. I wasn't out of shape or anything. Didn't have like muscle definition, etc. Anyway, so when I went to this casting call, I get there, and then my agent's like, "Oh yeah, this is the photographer," and I see a bunch of models. I see all these guys that are like tall, like 6'2", 6'3". I see these girls that are like 6 feet and things like that. And then everyone, and she's like, "Okay, go get dressed, go put on these underwear." And I'm like, "Oh." Everyone's in their underwear, and I'm like, when I get nervous, I sweat a lot.
This, the sweaty pits, I know you see it, brother, is completely normal. I repeat, if the pits or body gets sweaty when you get nervous, it's completely normal and okay.
So I go to the bathroom, I put on my underwear, and it's just like a feeling of vulnerability, but then like, oh shit, like a new fear unlocked. Because I'm looking at all these bodies around me, and I'm like, whoa, these guys all look so good. These girls all look so good. And I knew that thing existed, but it was so far out of reach of my life. But I feel like there was this point of intersection where I'm being compared to these people because we're here for a casting call, mind you.
I mean, you are.
Yeah, so I'm literally being compared at face value. You know what I mean? So it's like, get in front of the camera and take the picture. So it goes like, photographer, all the other models, then you go. So everyone's watching you take the picture.
Everybody's watching you,
and you're in your underwear, literally.
You can feel it.
You can feel. So my heart, at this point, my heart is like pumping. I'm sweating. So I get on the platform, and I'm just dripping. You can see it. Everyone sees it, and I'm just like, I'm nervous about that and more conscious about that. And then there's a mirror there so you can kind of see yourself. And the photographer's taking pictures of me. And at this point, I'm in like concave chest. And at this point, I'm noticing all this. I'm like, damn, my chest is concave. My calves are small. All these things are like stacking up in my head. And I'm comparing myself to all these guys around me. And I was like, I'm short. And mind you, I'm like, with my shoes off, I'm 5'11", so I'm pretty decent, but I never thought about that my whole life, ever. Never been an issue. But when you're in a room with all these guys that are like 6'2", girls that are like 5'11", the same height as you, I was like, and so I became critical of myself, and I think that was the genesis. And up until this point now, it's been a journey of, refining myself, like being more kind to myself, giving myself more grace, and appreciating each phase of my life.
And that's all, folks. Thanks for watching Bro Talk, a Skincare Bro House experience.
If you're interested in content like this is an ongoing series where we're gonna have bro moments. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. Let us know down in the comments.